We may recall in our third unit with the emergence of the Mahayana that the West has been involved with Buddhism for 2,300 years. Since the invasion of Alexander the Great took down the mighty Achaemenid Persian Empire, this begins the mingling of Greek with Indian thinkers, and this includes Buddhist thinkers. In 325 before the Common Era, as we may remember, Alexander the Great has conquered all of the former Persian Empire up to northwest India. And there he establishes Greco-Bactrian kingdoms, a mixture of Indians, Greeks, and Scythians. And this is the first known contact, really, of Europe with the West. There is some mention of India by Herodotus, but the first real compelling influence can be seen in the philosophers that Alexander the Great encounters and in some cases brings back to Greece with him. According to accounts of philosophers such as Pyrrho, for example, the Greeks encountered an extreme form of asceticism. These monks wore no clothes, so were likely Digambara Jains. In one instance, one of them was about to die. Sensing his imminent death, he built his own funeral pyre and then lit it and got on top and immolated himself, which shocked the Greeks. Let's look at just a few basic doctrines of some Greek schools that may have been influenced by Buddhism. We start with the skeptical school of Pyrrho, and Diogenes Laertius explains that his equanimity and calm he acquired in India. As well, his idea of suspending all judgment, hence the word skepticism, echoes the kind of skeptical thinking we saw with Nagarjuna, but in the teaching of the Buddha himself, to doubt everything, even his own words, as we may recall from the Kalama Sutra. With cynicism, we see that the avoidance of either pleasure or pain are to be avoided. Cynicism also has some connection with India, and in terms of doctrine, cynicism urges refraining from indulging in either pleasure or pain, which reminds us perhaps of the Buddha's own equanimity to avoid extremes of pain or pleasure as evinced in his own existence, rejected the hedonism of palace life and rejected the asceticism of his practices subsequently prior to becoming the Buddha. Stoicism, again like Buddhism, rejects the idea of classism that we saw with the Hindu tradition and the caste system, and then freeing oneself from passion and practicing daily meditation is a definition of Buddhism. Many Greeks in the Indo-Greek kingdoms will convert to Buddhism, among other Indian traditions. And of course, after Alexander the Great's empire fades away, the Mauryan Empire of Ashoka, the great emperor of Buddhism, will take over, and he will send missionaries out throughout the known world, including to Yavana or Ionia or Greece.